What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here from Derium's Pokemon, back with another card of the day video. Today's card of the day is Darkrai Prism. So let's check out this new Darkrai Pokemon, this new Prism card. Super cool. Dark type Pokemon. It is a Prism card, and the Prism cards have this special, kind of clause on them. You can only have one Prism card with the same name in your deck. So if you have a Darkrai Prism, you can only play one of them in your deck. And when they get knocked out or when they get discarded in any kind of way, be it with an Ultra Ball, Professor Sycamore, Computer Search, what have you, they go to the Lost Zone and not to the discard pile. So you can only have one Darkrai Prism in your deck. And when it gets discarded, it doesn't go to the discard, it goes to the Lost Zone. The Lost Zone is this mythical zone that kind of exists somewhere between, maybe the prize cards in the deck or something like that. Somewhere between like the active Pokemon and the prize cards. Somewhere up there in the middle of the board next to like where the stadiums would go. Lost Zone's up there somewhere. And it's where your Pokemon go when they get sent to the Lost Zone, and there's no way to retrieve them from the Lost Zone. Now, there are some cards like Mew Prime that interact with the Lost Zone. I think Gengar also interacted. There was a Gengar Prime that interacted with the Lost Zone in some kind of way. I know Magnezone Prime sent a lightning energy to the Lost Zone. So there are cards that interact with the Lost Zone, but there's no way, to my knowledge, to get a card back from the Lost Zone once it goes there. So Darkrai Prism is one of these special Prism cards. It's got a sweet artwork. I love the Prism thing that's going on these cards. Makes them look super, super dope. And I'm going to be very excited when I finally get to pull one of these. I imagine it could be very exciting to pull out of packs. So definitely stoked on that. It does have that Prism clause on it. You can see it's right there underneath of the picture is where that Prism clause is stated. Then I do have the Japanese translations for what the ability is. I don't have the actual translation yet, so I don't know what the exact name of Darkrai Prism's attacks are going to be or ability, but I do have the translations here for you. Japanese translation for its ability says Nightmare Star, and its ability reads, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may attach 2 dark energies from your hand to this Pokemon. So it's awesome in that it could accelerate darkness energy into play, which is really good for the deck Turbo Dark, which is a deck that's played in expanded format. It's awesome. So Turbo Dark does more damage for the amount of darkness energy that you have in play with Darkrai EX's Dark Pulse attack. So Dark Pulse does 20 plus 20 more damage for each darkness energy you have in play. You play like Darkrai GX, which can bring dark energy back from the discard pile to the bench with its restoration ability, which is super awesome. And then you also now have Darkrai Prism, which can accelerate energy from your hand. So it's awesome that you have these various different outlets to be able to bring darkness energy into play very quickly for this Turbo Dark deck. I think Darkrai Prism would be a staple in any Turbo Dark deck, just allowing you to randomly just rain 2 darkness energy into play. Super powerful ability. Nightmare Star. Very cool. I think that it's probably going to be most useful for bringing darkness energy into play to use for Darkrai's attack, Dark Pulse. However, it does have a cool attack all its own. It says here, Abyssal Sleep, 120 damage, costs 4 darkness energies. It says your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Your opponent flips 2 coins instead of 1 between turns, and if either of them is tails, the Pokemon's still asleep. So, pretty powerful attack. It is a little bit costly. It does have a nice little status there, some kind of super sleep, being able to keep your opponent's Pokemon asleep, even if they flip 1 out of 2 tails. Usually, you only need to flip 1 heads in order to wake up. This Darkrai makes them flip 2 heads in order to wake up. However, most decks are playing Guzma and things like that and can get themselves out of status conditions if need be. I don't think that you're probably going to be using Abyssal Sleep terribly often with this Darkrai Prism card. Imagine most of the time you're going to be using it just to get darkness energy into play or to tank a hit. This thing has a lot of hit points. Darkrai Prism has 160 hit points. Every Prism basic Pokemon that I've seen so far has 160 hit points, and they're not Pokemon EX or GX, so they don't require 2 prizes when your opponent knocks them out. They don't give up 2 prizes. They just are tanky one-of Pokemon that you can play in your deck. So super cool. To round things out, Darkrai also has a weakness to fighting, a resistance to psychic, and a retreat cost of 2. But the retreat cost doesn't really matter so much because in a Turbo Dark deck, you're going to be playing Darkrai EX as well, the one with Dark Cloak that gives all your darkness type or all your Pokemon with Darkness type energy attached to them, free retreat. So the retreat cost can kind of be negated in that way. I think that Darkrai Prism is just a nice addition to this already strong and proven archetype in expanded format. I think it's a sweet looking card in its own right. Definitely excited to get my hands on these Prism cards and see how they interact with the competitive game. Also, just great collector pieces for any collectors out there. Thank you all for watching the Card of the Day video on Darkrai Prism. Let me know what you guys think of the Prism cards, the Prism mechanic in the comments below. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel. Peace.